Welcome back to another episode of Lego Star Wars the video game. In the last episode, we managed to finish The Phantom Menace, and in this episode, we're going to continue on with episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, let's go to the first level, which is called Discovery on Camino. As per tradition, we're gonna also skip the opening crawl. Alright, so starting off with the level, we've got ourselves a grown-up version of Obi-Wan Kenobi and a new astromech droid who goes by the name of R4. And we got our first mini kid. Yes, it's not gonna take all that long. Complete Saga used to be like a ton of studs over here, so it's a bit weird that they kind of lack of this, but I mean, I guess they just want to make it for a collection. I don't know. Uh, let's see if we don't fail at this, and we didn't, so we got ourselves a second mini kit on the level. Now we're on the planet of Camino, which is home to these largest creatures that have like comically large long necks. So what we're gonna do is light up the those those sign no those posts or whatever it's called. So anyway, a little fun fact, but this level is actually the second level in Complete Saga because they actually added a brand new exclusive level to for that version of the game. So this isn't actually the first ever level for that movie. Instead, it's the second one. Because originally, what they the first level was about Obi-Wan and also Anakin, who we'll be seeing on the next level, next episode. We're chasing down a bounty hunter because did she wanted to kill Padme because she is the true Queen Amidala. Of course, that failed very miserably, and now we just chase her down in a vehicle mission segment. Yes, that's the actual level. So we're just following this room for like no reason other than to collect studs. So this is gonna take a while to get. Just doing a whole lap in like the slowest way possible. Then these NPCs also waiting for us get to the other part of the level. Now, in this game, Attack of the Clones is actually the shortest movie, the movie that has the shortest levels in the game. So it's not gonna be very unusual that we get to see at least 2 or 3 levels. Not to mention that episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, half of the levels are also very short. So for that, we might be able to get it done approximately 3 episodes. But that's something I can only tell by the looks of it. This do recoil damage for no reason. We just lost a ton of HP, and then we wait for this to bear witness the creation of the clones. Alright, so I'm gonna pause here and then turn up the volume to 5 because it's a bit loud. And we have a panel here that we cannot interact because it requires a protocol droid. So let's move on to the other part of this room, which is over here, and then we have to light up this to get ourselves yet another mini kit. Now we have three mini kits on this level. We open up this panel with R2, and then with not with R2, with R4. What the hell happened in this room? Oh, I guess it was just a graphical error. Oh well. Alright, before we get into that room, we're gonna make ourselves here. This room is actually locked behind free play in Complete Saga because it requires a Stormtrooper panel, which is no, actually it's a Bounty Hunter panel if I remember correctly. So because they wanted to adapt it with the features from that game into some of the levels in from this game. We're gonna switch to R4 so that we get a blue stud. Eh, nothing too special in particular. Actually, it does not serve any purpose at all. So light up these panels and let our companion here also light up the other one as well, because this is a game with co-op in mind. And we have a dance party over here. Unfortunately, we cannot dance, but we can get a mini kit instead. Alright then, so let's now get into this room and trigger a cutscene. Or not. You know, this level was being a bit peaceful. They just wanted to shove it in some action, just for the hell of it. Rocket jump scare, by the way. I'm gonna stay here in this room for a bit so that I can collect studs. Be getting a ton of them. And more of these things that do even more recoil damage. But that's okay because at the end of the day we got true Jedi. Now we interact with this and we have to make a portrait of Jango Fett. Yes, the guy who we saw in the cutscene was the Jango Fett alongside with his son Boba Fett. This does not do anything at all. If I interact with this, okay, it does give out a couple of studs. Now we make our way back and encounter with lasers. We deflected them. Very easy to do. And we chase down Django. Now, before we keep on chasing him, we're gonna collect even more studs in this room. And there's also a mini kit. Now for this, we have to activate the panels corresponding of on how they're placed. So for example, this one right here is on the bottom on the bottom right. So right now our shore is stepping on the bottom right, and then the other one is on the top on the center. So I have to step on the center like that. Then we have to do this 3 times to get ourselves out of our 6th mini key. And now Django has installed landmines and that it could instantly kill us. Now I never knew about this part until I was trying to 100% this game because Incomplete Saga is actually a mini kit that you cannot that you can collect, and also one of the bounty hunter missions, which is a feature that's introduced in Lego Lego Star Wars 2. Now, of course, in Complete Saga, you cannot get that mini kit since on story mode, R4's float highs and that's float height isn't as high as a regular jump, so can't get that mini kit on that version until you get access to free play. Why doesn't Django does not want to fight us right here right now? It's just being a coward. Anyway, we cannot interact with this, and as you can see, there's a mini kit over there. So we're gonna keep chasing down Django. Now we activate this panel so that our companion here can make it all the way there and activate a switch so that we can so that Obi-Wan also gets access to it here as well. Light up this posts or whatever they're called and use the force to activate another R2 panel. This guy keeps on running away. He's probably defenseless because he only has a blaster to fight with. Alright, so we're now gonna switch to R4 because these droids are gonna be spawning infinitely and R4 has the capabilities of closing down the hatches so that they stop spawning. And now we can go ahead and kill those droids. Okay, so those droids end up depleting half of my health, which is unfortunate. Now we're missing. Gotta light up this and then restore back the debris caused by Django, and then activate this so that we may finally be able to fight against Django. Alright, so we now have our second boss fight in this game being Django Fed. Now, the way that we defeat him is that we have to deflect his blaster bolts at him and also Jedi Slam. Okay, so the defense mechanisms aren't as developed in this game. Dude, this guy just keeps on hitting me for like, and then he ends up flying. So we have to deflect blaster bolts at him while Boba Fett just attacked us with his battleship. So Arthur can actually interact with those panels so that they shoot at Boba. However, it's not gonna be that necessary, so we can just deal with Django without having to switch to R4. And we barely got hit by Boba, so that's not. And at one heart, Django is gonna run away from us, so you have to hit him with a lightsaber just like that, and we finally get to finish the level. And that's the end of the level. Just like I said before, will Obi-Wan catch up to Jango? Find out next time on Game Grumps. Anyway, that is gonna be it for this episode, and we'll see you later. Take care.